For animals that are public embarrassments, make you wince and generally leave their owners flushed with shame, the Pet Shame Clinic is here to help. In North London, 3-year-old Moggy Moog has become a social embarrassment for owner Jodie.
Oh.
It's quite amazing that such a beautiful cat can make such a horrible smell.
Yeah, I think that's how she gets away with it most of the time.
So tell me a bit about the farting.
She usually picks her moments when somebody comes round, normally.
Really? So do you think she can control when she does it?
I suspect she might.
To really embarrass you?
I think so, yeah.
So do you think that any girlfriends have ever thought it's actually you?
It probably, yeah. It probably has.
And you're just blaming the cat?
I'm sure some of them have probably thought that, yeah.
Well, you really need to get this sorted, don't you? Because, I mean, you do have a big problem. I mean, you're never going to have a good social life or have many girls round if your cat constantly farts.
Yeah, it's true.
Time for vet Mark to assess the situation.
What's her problem?
She's got pretty bad flatulence.
OK, and it's definitely the cat, right?
It's definitely the cat,
OK,
yes.
good. And is she wormed?
Yes, she is, but...
when was she last done?
About 12 months ago.
OK, so technically she's not really wormed.
You should worm your cat approximately once every 3 months, so Moog is well overdue. And as worms can be a cause of flatulence, this is the first thing owner Jodie needs to address.
Is she a particularly nervous cat?
She does have a nervous disposition, yeah. I mean, she's fine with me, but she's very wary of new people.
OK, and what do you feed her?
I give her dried cat food a couple of times a day.
Morning and evening?
Yeah.
And just leave it down?
Yeah.
Flatulence, or excess gas, is often more common in scaredy cats than confident ones. Anxiety can cause them to gulp their food quickly, swallowing air in the process. This becomes trapped. As with humans, when the fight or flight response is triggered, this stimulates the digestive tract, sometimes leading to a stinky emission. As well as the unpleasant smell, excessive wind is also likely to be causing pain and discomfort to your pet. So it's important your vet rules out any underlying dietary, medical or behavioural issues. Sensitive digestion can also result in undigested food fermenting and causing a build-up of gas in the stomach or intestines. Removing problem foods and feeding a lower fibre cat mix can aid digestion.
Just feeling her tummy for any abnormal lumps, bumps, any pain, and then we'll pop her straight back in again. OK, let's get the basket. And let's pop her in a safe place. It doesn't really feel like there's a major problem like tumours or, you know, growths, anything serious like that. I think what we've got here is a problem that's stress-induced. With cats that are fed twice a day and they produce a lot of gas, they should be fed sort of little and often. So we increase the frequency and we'll decrease the amount. And the best way to do that, if you're out of the house, is like an automatic feeder. So that's the first thing. The second is the food that you're feeding her could be too rich. So we're going to put her on a low-fibre diet. And the other thing is to make her environment more stress-free is to introduce a pheromone diffuser, and it makes them relax. So they're less likely to gulp their food. And hopefully you'll come back in a few weeks and tell us that it's a lot less smelly.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Find out later if Mark manages to get Moog to clean up her act. Now for all those animals that make owners hide their face in public. It's time for us to deal with more pet shame in the gallery. Amanda Franks in Swindon has a problem pug. 2.5-year-old Pepper is addicted to licking, mostly thin air, but also the floor.
So what we've got here looks like some sort of compulsive obsessive disorder.
Yeah, she doesn't stop, does she?
No, but what it's doing to Pepper is it's just taking her brain into a calm place, and this is her coping strategy with dealing with possibly frustration, anxiety, maybe even stress. My advice would be to go to a vet and then get the vet to refer her to a specific behaviourist.
Another stressed-out beast is Iggy, the aggressive 9-year-old iguana, owned by Gary Bickensos in North Wales.
Oh.
First of all, with any exotic pet, they need such specific requirements in terms of housing, lighting, feeding. But, you know, iguanas, very solitary, so when you do invade their space, they can attack. and they get this huge surge of testosterone, the sex hormone, in springtime, and this just makes them want to mate pretty much with anything that's near them. But at the end of the day, you know, he's a male iguana and he's behaving exactly the right way.
To find out more about animals, from parping pigs to horses, go to sky.com/mypetshame.
Look at the mess you've made.
Sophie Ramsden thought her year-old house rabbit Millie was a chewaholic, but My Pet Shame vet Mark diagnosed a need for more stimulation.
What she is bored.
To stop Millie destroying Sophie's house any more than she has, vet Mark's first prescription for this bunny is regular walks to interact with her natural environment.
It's not quite like walking a dog.
Millie takes to it immediately, but where the change really has to happen is indoors. Vet Mark pointed out that Sophie's home in Buckinghamshire wasn't at all suitable for a bored bunny, so today she's trying to make it more rabbit-friendly.
To go and see your new play area.
Rabbits are the third most popular pet in the UK, and with the right environment, they can be great household pets. But giving your bunny stimulation is crucial, and these toys will give Millie something to chew on while Sophie's out at work.
Millie, come here.
Though, with Sophie at home, Millie's attention quickly wanders from her new play area.
I think she needs to get used to it, but she certainly investigated things on there. I think she'll really enjoy it. If it doesn't work, I don't know what I'll do.
In just over a fortnight, Millie will be back at the Pet Shame Clinic, and we'll learn how she's been doing. In Staffordshire, Lulu, the 4-year-old Baron Bull Mastiff, hasn't been able to sustain her pregnancies to full term.
Good girl, come on in.
Vet Mark gave her the all-clear from the herpes virus, and 2 weeks after visiting the Pet Shame Clinic, he's referred Lulu to a canine fertility centre.
Hopkinson, please.
Hello.
Yeah, do you want to come through?
Come on in.
Specialist Louise McLean starts by getting a comprehensive health history, hoping this may shed light on Lulu's problem.
What's Lulu's breeding? Do you have any other of her family at all?
I bred Lulu from her mother Megan and a Flintstock stud.
Her mother, apart from Lulu's litter, has she had any other litters?
Yes, she's had 2 perfect litters before that.
Right, before this one. Interesting. OK, might be a bit of a challenge, mightn't you?
Lulu's lost 2 litters, which is unusual in a bitch, so the aim of today's tests is to rule out potential causes. First, the vet takes a blood sample to check Lulu's progesterone base level. This hormone is vital to both fertility and to a healthy pregnancy.
Oh, what a good girl.
Next, Lulu must have a vaginal smear. When analysed, the cells will show if there has been any oestrogen activity. Oestrogen controls the reproductive system, and any changes in the vaginal cells could cause a problem with fertility in pregnancy.
Good girl, good girl.
No.
She's a good girl.
Finally, Lulu is having an ultrasound to check for ovarian or uterine abnormality. If her uterus is enlarged, it could be infected. The ultrasound doesn't appear to show anything wrong, so now it's about monitoring and waiting. But the vet thinks Lulu's problem could be caused by the other dogs at home.
I'm wondering whether, because there are 2 other bitches in the household, whether that's having some effect on Lulu's fertility. The older bitches can sometimes inhibit what a younger bitch can do, because naturally in the wild the dominant bitch would be the only one usually to produce a litter.
In a week's time, Julian and Lulu will return to the Pet Shame Clinic to get the test results. But will Lulu's future be barren?
What are you doing?
3 weeks ago, flatulent feline Moog came to the Pet Shame Clinic.
Want some food?
Vet Mark diagnosed nervousness, but the strange environment made her ill.
The minute I got her out of the cat box, she went straight to a litter tray. and had some diarrhoea, and that went on for a few days. It made me realise that the trip to the vets had knocked her for 6.
Vet Mark prescribed Moog a less rich, less fibrous dry food and suggested that instead of leaving down 2 meals a day, Jodie feed her more regularly using a timed food dispenser.
Come on, have these.
This dispenser opens when Jodie is out, meaning Moog can't get to her meal until she's meant to, and she's eating smaller portions more often. The new regime is meant to stop her rushing her food, gulping less air as she eats. But it doesn't seem to be working.
Oh, dear. She's wagging her tail and being a bit stinky down there. She's even gassed herself out of there now. Whilst the diet advice is useful, and I'm going to keep putting that into practice because it's early days anyway with that. I definitely think that some of this is down to her being of a pretty nervous disposition.
Today, Jodie's upping his game against Moog's gassy gut by putting Mark's second piece of advice into action. He recommended this plug-in pheromone diffuser designed to calm cats in stressful situations.
What do you reckon, Moog?
We'll be finding out how Moog reacts to the fuzzy pheromones later, when she and Jodie have their checkup with Mark the vet. Still to come, Millie the chew-aholic bunny is put to the test.
Oh, straight for the hay.
And Barren Bull Mastiff Lulu gets her fertility results.